I've drawn a red rectangle, and I've put a variable in its x position. So if I want to animate it or whatever, I can do that. So now all I have to do if I want to animate that, I'll just grab that and control drag it down there and go. Oops. You have to click a second time when you do that because the item is still selected, and the moment you start typing, it disappears. There, so now it's animating. So say I want to move it using some keyboard action. I'm just going to paste this in. You recall declaring a keys array. We're setting key code to true. And of course, reinitializing the entire array instead of setting it to false there, so we don't leave an array with 72 empty variables laying around here. So to update it, of course, it's simple. We're just going to say if something, do something, and that is if keys. It's happy with that because keys does exist, but we're going to say specific keys, and that is what's in there. Particular key code. Rather than have to look up the number, there's some shortcut for the arrow keys, which is the constant called, let's make it right, R-I-G-H-T. There, awesome. If right. So if I know I'm right, and of course as we recall, print line, that right is a constant that always equals 39. So if you ever need a value of 39 for whatever reason, just you don't have to declare one. Right is already built in. So if right, what do? We are going to update this here. There we go. So I'm just going to put that in there. Rect x plus plus. And we have to restart so we have something on the screen. And I'm hitting my right arrow key on my keyboard, and there she blows. Awesome. It's going off the screen. Let's say we don't want it to go off the screen, right? We want it so when it hits this wall over here or whatever obstacle you decide, it's going to come to a dead stop. Okay. The way to do that is I'm going to make another if statement after I've updated rectx position manually or by whatever other means. Then I will go and check rectx, and see if it's rectx, which exists, so everything's fine. I'll just close this window here. If rectx is greater than, say, 400, right, then what that would do, of course, is if the rectangle is all the way just off the screen, suddenly it would stop. A lot of good that does for us because we're not going to see anything happen. So we need the width of our object, and we're going to subtract that from the screen width, So, or I could just say width, get the screen width in case I'm not working at a screen size of 400 or I want to change it later. Good to go. Then width minus 50. I'm just going to pencil that in there rather than declare a variable for a rect. Great. Okay. If it gets to the wall, right? If it's greater than width minus 50 here, then our rect x equals width minus 50. See? So I'm going to go restart now, and if I hit the wall over there on that side, it should come to a dead stop. Very nice, So, of course, you can do the same thing in the other direction. I'm just going to grab all that. And here I'm going to say if I'm going left, which I believe is 37, built-in constant variable, then here plus plus, great. If the rectx is less, then and we don't need to worry about any widths or anything because we know the wall is 0 and we're working from the left side the x position, which would be the left side of our rectangle. Great. Then rect x equals 0. Okay. So let's see. Can I go left now? I cannot. Okay. Okay. Let me go restart here for a second. What happens? What am I doing here? I'm still updating minus minus. There. Now I should be able to go left. Okay, great. There, and a dead stop at the wall. Okay. La la la, cannot go through the wall. Okay, solid walls. Now, another way to do that, let me minimize real quick here. Instead of dealing with all of these if statements here, right here, I'm going to just eliminate these. There. So, okay, I got my motion in there. There's another thing called constrain. Okay. Constrain. And so you're going to give it a variable, whatever my variable is, and then you're going to say that it won't be any less than this value or this value, right? Okay. So I can set here. I'm using a variable. I want it to stay between 0 and this side of the screen we said is 350, right? So we'll just set this to 350 here. You see. And we're using our rectx variable for that's what we're going to be constraining. So let me just cut that out of there and replace the variable with a constrain. Okay, so now it cannot go any greater than the values that I have set in there. La, 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 la. Okay, you see? There we go.